Thank you for joining me today for this class on Impressionist painting. And today we're going to be painting a bird. So I have a photograph from the internet of a bird, and I'm going to be using my eyedropper to select colors for my paintbrush. And I'm also going to be using the magic wand to make specific selections of the bird so that I can isolate my paint. I want you to think of this as kind of a reverse coloring book. Okay? Here I have a file that I started a while ago, and you can see the paint layer. I start off by coming to the bird itself, the layer of the bird, and using the magic wand. I prefer the magic wand because I can control the tolerance. I make a selection of a color area. I'm not really getting all of it, so I'm going to lower my tolerance. Let's go with 25. Oh, let's go with 60. Add. And I'm picking up the red. Now I'm going to actually turn off the photograph and turn on the painting, and I can see the outline of the red area. My brush is going to be restricted to this area. And I pick up my brush. I don't have colors, so I could turn on my photo, select the photo area, pick up my eyedropper, and grab the red that's already here. Now my brush has its own control window. And here in this window, of course, we have a size control, but I also have angle control. And as I step into shape dynamics, I can control this guy called the jitter. And as you can see, it's showing the elements that make up that line. As I move into scatter, I have a count control and a count jitter. I don't necessarily have to use it. I can turn it off. And in the brush tip shape, I have spacing. So I can push that control together and I can expand it. Okay? I can squeeze it, open it, turn it, angle it. And sometimes this is easier to see with different types of brushes. So as you see, you have quite a collection in here. This is one of my favorite brushes. This is a calligraphic brush. And I can pop open the size. I can space it. Here are the dynamics. I can control the angle jitter of that line. For this particular bird, I'm going to be using a spotty brush like this guy right here. Or maybe this guy. I actually want to see the spots. That way I have a little white left over so that I can add in a lighter red or a darker red, depending on what I want to do. If I want to shade it or I want to create a highlight. I can open up the spacing. I can angle it. And as I come to the actual window, of course, I have to come up to where the drawing is. The selection doesn't care. Selection is going to stay there. And I'm going to get a bigger size for demonstration purposes so you can actually see the brush. And as I go in, it is restricted to that area. Now this is really convenient for me. I basically have a clear coloring book line isolating where my color goes. Then I can come and I can select high tones and mix them in. Or if I wanted to do a darker shade, I could come down and pick a darker shade and blend it in. As you begin your process, you want to start with a regular, good old-fashioned sheet of paper. You want to pick the bird of your choice from my collection. I'm going to go ahead and select all, copy it, bring it over here, paste it, and scale it. I am not interested in the background. I am exclusively interested in the bird. So don't bother with the background. In this case, though, I might do this stick, but that's it. The photograph is there to support your selection process and to help you select your colors. I want to start off with this beautiful purple neck. And as you can see, this particular bird has like long white feathers mixed in with the purple. This is not just one purple. I got a dark purple on one side, I got a medium purple in here, and then I got this kind of pinky action going on the left. So let's start off with a nice selection. I got my magic wand. I'm going to place it on new selection. Let's see what it grabs. I'm going to go ahead and add, and I'm going to keep picking it up. Picking it up. Okay. Let's get this little shoulder here. All right, this is looking good. I'm going to add a layer to the top. That's where the paint's going to go. Now I got a couple choices. I could turn off the bird completely. If I want to leave the bird on, I highly suggest lowering the opacity of the bird so that your paint color is stronger than the photograph. Okay. Oh, shoot. I forgot to get my colors. All right. So we want to select the colors on a full opacity. I'm going to flip to the eyedropper and we're going to grab a base purple. Here we go. You're going back down to 37. Top layer. I got a brush. I'm going to go ahead and work with the brush that I started with. And I'm going to lay in that dark purple kind of where I see it on the screen. And you already see that it's going around the white lines. I like that. That's helpful. All right, now I'm ready for my other tones. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the photograph. I'm going to pump up the opacity of the photograph, get my dropper, and I pick out dark purple. We're going back in. Okay. Switching back to the brush, and I'm going to brush in the darker tones. Okay, let's add in some of the brights. We're going to go back, increase the opacity so we can see the colors, pick up the eyedropper, select that brighter pink, back. Oh, let's lower that guy again so we can see what we're doing. Brush, I'm going to add in some kind of oranges and some whites. And if I turn it off completely, you start to see it take form. Ultimately, I want to go and do the entire bird. The blues, the whites, the beak, the eye. I don't care about the background. I totally don't. I really want to see the actual colors and the texture of the bird. So I'm taking my cues from how the feathers are laying. I might very well take this grass brush. Right, where is he? I know he's in here someplace. Because it's perfect. All I have to do is turn it upside down. There he is. Okay? This looks like grass. But if I take it and I rotate it around, it looks like a feather. That's how I'm going to do the white end. Right? And then down here at the bottom, it could also be very helpful to me. Now, I might want to stand it up more so it's lining up with the way the bird is seated. But of course, this depends on your image and the one that you select in the first place. But I encourage you to think creatively about what it is that these shapes can do for you to give you the texture of the feather. This is the end of Pretty Bird.